you can't smell that shawarma and walk by that place. You got to come you got to come back.
Okay, so we've got
Ghalia, yeah.
G from Little Erth, which is a very peaceful, kind of vegan, lovely place, Little Erth. And then we've got Hattem from the Mattar Farm. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, Hattem Mattar
Which
Farm.
is like all about meat and that brisket, which looks delicious. I think I'm a little bit biased. I think you can guys tell. So the competition is real here at the TimeOut Market in downtown Dubai.
Yeah.
Let's start with you, G.
Okay.
Why should you go for the vegan dishes?
Actually, I usually look at our concept as a concept for non-vegans, as a place where you can take a break from the meat.
Okay,
You can,
nice.
if you're detoxing, or if you want to have more fiber in your diet, or if you want to have a good night's sleep, then you go light most of the time. Yeah. So yeah,
I like
it's not
that.
only catered to vegans; it's catered to those who want to go healthy, who want to go light, who want to, give themselves a break.
See, when I look at your place, I
Yeah.
just want to go do some yoga. I want to go
Yeah,
relax. When I
yeah.
look at Hattem's place, I just want to go I just want to attack that meat and go for a high intensity class or something. So Hattem, what about you? Why should we go for your place?
Actually, the Mattar Farm, before it was a place, was an idea, and we're about sustainability. And in the meat industry, if you're a supplier of meat, you have to be conscious that an animal gave its life. So we always talk about nose to tail, and that we're not just talking about the prime cuts, that we're not talking about just the meat, we're talking about the bones, we're talking about the hide, we're talking about everything that animal had to offer, and the sustainability of that produce, and that it was raised ethically and all of those things. So the Mattar Farm has a farm mentality and not just the meat and the brisket and the smoke.
And do you guys expect to have some kind of overlapping customers, or are you really competing for different consumers?
Actually, I'm hoping that we would, to be honest, because I think now there's a lot of consciousness, awareness on the health aspect. And I'm as a vegan, I don't force people to go vegan. You have to go vegan to have a good life, but you have to have more fiber in your diet, more plants, so that you can. And if you want to take a break or give yourself a treat, you can go and have your meat.
When I was in our athletic days, before competitive competitions, we would actually turn vegetarian for 2 weeks because how much it improved your athletic performance. But then our victory meal was a pound of chicken wings each. So there is something to be said that there's a Venn diagram of the intersection, exactly like you said, people that want to have as much fiber, they want to sleep better, they want to eat better, but then when it's time, you can't smell that shawarma and walk by that place. You got to you got to come back.
And how has it been for you? Have you seen business, grow? And now, how has the reaction been to you opening here at the TimeOut Market?
It was an interesting experience. The delivery was okay.
Right.
Dine-in obviously disappeared for a while, but then a lot of people came to us for meal plans. So people wanted to go healthy because they were afraid,
What about you, Hattem? How is it for you?
For us, it was more of the same. We're an analog brand. We're not a digital brand. And in a world that's moved on into digital, everything's become digital. You're consuming your music digitally, your art, your TV. Food is the last bastion of the analog human experience. And so for us to not be on any of the delivery platforms was super tough. But then when we opened back up and you could smell us and hear us and taste us, especially our barbecue, down the line, you could smell us across the city block. As soon as the city was back open,
You can't smell a salad, right?
You can't smell a
Sorry, G, I'm biased. I'm a meat lover, but you can.
but you could smell us down the block, and everybody came out in force to support us.
Why did you decide not to go digital?
I think because the human experience is an analog experience, and I feel like we're very protective of that. Barbecue isn't something that you can do in the kitchen, set your oven to 275 and then leave it. The way we cook, everything we do is over live fire. The wood you cook with, the meat you cook with, even if you cook the same thing, the piece of wood that you're using is different than the one yesterday, and that piece of meat is different than the one yesterday. So if you can figure that out, you're an artist, so to speak, and I like to think that we are, and I like to think that should stay an analog piece of art because everything else is being consumed digitally.
What are your expectations for TimeOut Market?
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I think I'm very excited. I'm very optimistic that
Well,
it's
I
going to
think
be
our
very
team,
popular.
our team are going to be some of your first customers, I think.
Excellent.
I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute here, and I'm going to say, if you're a non-vegan, what is the first step to becoming a vegan?
Before you start thinking of shifting, understand why you're shifting. That's the most important thing. what is it if I have too much meat in my diet, basically, how is that going to affect my stomach and my gut? And I think education helps people, make the shift. And this is what we're doing actually at the restaurant. Yeah.
Hattem.
Same, sustainability. If you're like, oh my God, I did this too much and I just had a triple cheeseburger covered in bacon, I don't know what, and you're like, I'm gonna go vegan. Can you keep that up? And is it part of your lifestyle, or are you going to do that for 2-3 days and then go have that triple bacon cheeseburger again? It's just sustainability. And the name of the game, there's an Arabic saying, خير الأعمال أدومها وإن قلت. If you can do one push-up a day for 100 days versus 100 push-ups in one day, so if you're gonna do something, if you can maintain that, and even if you're a little bit, just make lunch a salad. If you could do that, make lunch a salad for 100 days. If you could do that, then
I agree.
Well, I can't do a push-up anyway. I can't even do one push-up. So, would you ever become a non-vegan?
Absolutely not.
Would you ever become a vegan?
For a specific amount of time.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
for a specific amount of time.
Well, it's amazing to see you guys being very collaborative and peaceful, I would say. It's nice to see small businesses supporting each other. Thank you guys so much. It's been a
Thank you for
blast.
having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thanks.